you're a Dolphins fan, who should be on the top of your wish list when it comes to either Lamar Jackson, John Harbaugh, or Mike Tomlin?
I don't think it ends there. I think I throw Joe Burrow on the pile as well.
Wow.
I think Joe Burrow it seems as if when you read the tea leaves and you are able to see the matrix. See, the difference is with me and everybody else is I can see the matrix of the NFL. I've been behind the scenes, so I know what the matrix is, and there are people who help me decode it. Joe Burrow is trying to pull a Carson Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
He realizes he's with an organization that's not going to do the right things, that's not going to financially take care of the players like the Trey Hendricks of the world, that's not going to do what it takes to get to the mountaintop. And he's realized, I got to get out of here. And that's where you get the, I don't know if I have the love for the game anymore, or I'm not having fun doing this. You know where you'd have fun? Someplace else that compensates you and gives you a great opportunity to win a championship. And so putting that out there, and then the week later, you hear for some reason old news that the Miami Dolphins once offered 4 first-round picks to Joe Burrow. You know, why does those things come out? If you know how to read the matrix, it's because somebody's making a leverage play. And Dolphins are being used. Understand, the Dolphins are always being used, and they're okay with that because it gets them in the game. It's like being invited to a private poker game. You know, one of those poker games that Agent Zero runs that they just got arrested for and cost Chauncey Billups his job. It's like getting invited to one of the private poker games. You don't have a chance if you don't get an invite.
Right. You just want to be at the table. Give me a shot.
You just want to be at the table. You want to, and Steve Ross just wants to be at the table. So everybody in the NFL uses the Dolphins and Steve Ross, and he's fine with that. But when things come to a head with Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson or Mike Tomlin, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are trying to trade Mike Tomlin, or the Baltimore Ravens are trying to trade John Harbaugh, you know who's going to get a call? Steve Ross. And you know why? Because he'll make both of those individuals the highest paid coaches in the NFL, and he'll make both of those quarterbacks the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL.
And the question is, though, of those 4 guys, if you're a Dolphins fan, who should you put atop that wish list? I'll even rank them if you want me to.
I would love for you to rank them.
I would go Joe Burrow number 1. I know he has health issues, but the thing is, that guy is magic. And I have the feeling that receivers want to play with Joe Burrow. They might take a little bit, just a little bit, poquito discount to get those numbers up. Number 2, Mike Tomlin, because he gives you long-term stability. Coaches don't get hurt. Coaches are there every game, every day. Then I'd go John Harbaugh, because once again, long-term stability, proven coach. Don't have to worry about we call it durability. Don't have to worry about age. Well, you do have to worry about age at a certain point, but he's got a long way to go, and he could bring that stability. And then I would go Lamar Jackson. Not to diminish Lamar Jackson. It's just I'm worried that there may be something fundamentally wrong with Lamar Jackson right now. Physically, mentally, I don't know exactly for sure, but that would be the way I would rank it right there.
You know what? And this might seem controversial, but my list would be completely different.
Okay.
I would go John Harbaugh number 1.
Okay.
And the reason that I would go John Harbaugh number 1 is because unlike Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh has proven to me that he can develop a quarterback. And I think that that's both. I like both coaches because they're alpha males. They have an alpha presence. There's unquestioned leadership ability there. But I give Harbaugh the edge because even though I love Mike Tomlin, and I really do love Mike Tomlin hasn't proven that he can develop a quarterback. He inherited Big Ben. And what have they done since Big Ben? Because they've drafted a number of quarterbacks. They've tried to develop a number of quarterbacks. Didn't work. So, and I understand he's never had a losing season, and I
Right.
respect the hell out of that. But I am going John Harbaugh number one. For me, number two would be Lamar Jackson. It'd be one hell of a risky proposition, and we have rolled snake eyes a ton of times. We could be looking at another Dante Culpepper situation.
Yes.
We could absolutely go bankrupt doing this. However, the upside is so tantalizing, especially for Lamar and his hometown team and proving people wrong. I think Lamar loves to prove people wrong. And for those who think he's washed, okay, just wait. Now, would I have 3 good years with Lamar Jackson? No. I mean, yes, I would. But what happens then? I don't think NFL teams should be thinking past 3 years. So I don't even worry about that. But then I'd go Mike Tomlin, and then I'd go Joe Burrow.
Okay. So the whole John Harbaugh thing is because he can develop a quarterback. Because Mike Tomlin, even with less than great quarterbacks, let's just put it that way, he's always had winning seasons. Of course, John Harbaugh always has winning seasons, and I guess he has that upper hand because he's been able to develop quarterbacks. I agree with you, Omar. Don't look past 3 years. Remember when the Rams won the Super Bowl? They've mortgaged their future for one Super Bowl. They're going to be irrelevant for so long, whatever. And 2 years later, and look how quickly things can turn around. Like I said on the other day, the Texans, from the worst, they found a good coach. They found a good quarterback. They got some infrastructure. Good. Look what the New England Patriots have been able to do this year.
2-year rebuild.
Yeah. So to sit there and say, oh, they mortgaged the future, or, oh, they have to blow it up and it's going to take forever. You can turn it around. They've shown in today's NFL, you can turn it around pretty quickly, but you have to make the right decisions. And let's be honest, you got to get a little bit of luck in there too. But yeah, I mean, the thing about a coach is if you get a proven coach that knows how to win and knows how to run a team, maybe an organization, that can last you a long, long time.
Absolutely.
That's why I would
Absolutely.
lean more towards a Tomlin or a Harbaugh before I would go towards the shiny object like a Lamar Jackson, although he could give you another MVP year and give you maybe a hell of a run with the Dolphins. And then you would say it's totally worth it. And a Joe Burrow who, if he's healthy, you got to be honest, the guy's magic. I mean, look what he does when he's halfway healthy with not a lot of offensive line help.
How long could I count on that?
Once again, the Dolphins are very good at, trading for or drafting halfway injured players and running them into the ground.
That's our
specialty. Coaches don't get hurt.
You're right. And somebody needs to instill a culture here.
Yeah. And those are two guys that definitely, there would be no question about the culture.
Absolutely.
And I love that Mike Tomlin has guys that have, gone off the rocker. He's kept them on the rocker. And the second they get away from Antonio Brown, woo! But then those are the first guys to say, "Now I respect the hell out of Mike Tomlin."
Yeah. Indeed.
I don't know though. That is an interesting case. So I would say good point with John Harbaugh because he has developed a quarterback in Lamar Jackson, and Mike Tomlin has of course made very successful teams with less than great quarterbacks. And Ben Roethlisberger is a good quarterback, but I don't think he's one of the most gifted, talented quarterbacks of all time.
Oh, come on. Don't disrespect Big Ben. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Is he the most gifted quarterback of all time?
First ballot Hall of Famer, though. That's a rare. I don't even think Phillip Rivers is first ballot Hall of Famer.
No.
Maybe Ben is not first ballot. Maybe he's second ballot. I don't, because I think there's an elite group of first ballots. First ballots are elite. Like first ballot, you should talk about the position, and those names should come to mind. So probably Ben probably have to sit it out the first round, and as a second ballot Hall of Famer.
He's getting in, that's for sure. But if you can get a Hall of Fame coach that still has a lot of leg in him still, that would be so interesting.